Welcome back to the channel. My name is Eric. Inside that camper is my wife Marissa. Today we have an extremely special video for you. Not only are we going dirt biking, camping up in Taylor Park, Colorado, but we're also going to be doing a rig tour of my buddy Dalton's badass Ram 3500 with a pop top 4-wheel camper, super built out, got custom suspension, custom front dirt bike rack. You'll get to see more of that later. Let's get into where we're going camping. There in our intro that we've got a couple new cameras going for different camera angles while we're filming, and that's thanks to our friends over at Viofo for sending us this awesome new A229 Pro dash camera. The A229 Pro has a 4K forward-facing dash cam. It was super easy to install, along with a 2K interior dash camera, so that we can capture footage of ourselves on our adventures without having to set up the GoPro in order to try and film these YouTube videos. Not only does the Viofo A229 Pro act as a continually running camera system for making these YouTube videos, but in the event of an accident, this dash camera could be the difference between you being able to prove that you're definitively not at fault versus having to go to court to prove your innocence in a car accident. Installing the Viofo A229 Pro was super easy. Even with filming, the whole project took me about 30 minutes. Removing the A-pillar grab handle was the only part that actually required the use of any of my tools. Otherwise, it was just a matter of running the wire along the ceiling, down the A-pillar, then through the dash area, only needing to secure things with zip ties. My favorite feature about the A229 Pro is the fact that the forward-facing camera records in 4K at the same resolution as our GoPro and drone. So when utilizing the footage for our YouTube videos, I can feel confident that the footage is going to be super high quality when many other dash cameras on the market only record in 1080p. My second favorite feature is that both the interior facing camera and the forward facing camera in the A229 Pro are using the Sony Starvis 2 sensors. What that means is that all your footage will have less motion blur and better low light sensitivity than competitor brands of dash cameras on the market today. Another super cool aspect of the Viofo A229 Pro is they've got their own app, and the dash generates its own Wi-Fi network, allowing you to control all the deeper settings within your dash camera, along with the ability to scroll through, watch, and download footage from your past drives right from your dash camera to your iPhone or Android device. Overall, I have been super happy with the Viofo A229 Pro since we've had it installed in our dash. Not only has it allowed us to capture more footage for you guys, but we know that we're safely protected in the event of an accident, that if it is not our fault, we'll be able to conclusively prove it, provided they hit us either from the front or the side. Everything from the ease of installation to the high quality imagery that we're getting from it is awesome. The app is super fluid. If you'd like to get a dash cam of your own, be sure to check out the link in the description below and get yourself a fat discount courtesy of the Cummins Camper. Thanks, and back to our camping video. No parking brake. I stuffed a rock under your tire. Hey, buddy.
How you doing?
Good, man. How you doing?
Good, I'm doing great.
Hey, buddy.
How are you?
Good, how are you?
Good. Like, preferably moving water so I can
Meg's good for you.
Good to see you. You too. What's up?
Yeah, I feel like we should just drive
Okay.
and then whatever's available because it's going to be probably pretty picked over. Now that we got camp all set up, the girls have decided to explore down by the river to see what Marissa's got for fishing opportunities. Me and Dalton are gonna try and make our way down there. See him over there?
Look at Daddy.
Sick. Wow, Cash. Like just hopping.
Duck's over here, like burying himself in something.
Cash is really excited about it.
Are you happy?
They both are.
Go ahead.
So cute.
Oh.
There goes Duck. Woo! Boys, go for a swim.
I went right in. It's much deeper.
Yeah, look how much the water's
Yeah.
taking.
Yeah.
Strong.
Come on, Dave. Come on, Duck.
Oh, I got sprayed.
Eric, I was sitting right here and Cash Whitney with his wet tail right in the face.
So the plan after this is we're gearing up. We're gonna do a couples dirt bike ride to Tin Cup.
I'm so excited to go dirt biking with someone else other than Eric.
And that is our relationship in a nutshell, folks. I feel like the brakes are rubbing.
You want to go for a spin? We'll see how this goes.
So we made an adjustment to my brake lever before we left because the height of it wasn't perfect. And it looks like we might have accidentally caused it to be so tight that our back brakes are locking up all the time.
I can't even like move that.
Oh, that clutch assembly's warm too.
Yeah, well, she was working.
Yeah, right.
All right, let off. Can you roll the bike now?
Yeah. Just that difference there. Yep. Much better.
Dude, like off by a sea hair. I mean, I barely moved it like a one thread.
to Frenchie's in Tin Cup, Colorado, right near the Taylor Creek Park, Taylor Reservoir. Sorry, Taylor Reservoir.
Look at the fish.
There's a bunch here. Dude, my foot went in the water. My foot literally went in the water.
Overlap.
Like, my boot is wet. Right here.
If you can't mess with your significant other, who can you mess with?
Your friends. Little trouts. Look at them all, huh? Sick.
Super sick.
Like fishing in a barrel. Yeah. Oh, that is the worst Dr. Pepper I've ever had in my life.
Is it expired?
I think it is.
Stopped in here at Frenchie's. The dude's got fruit flavored pies because we're fruity. The girl's got chocolate flavored pies because they're about to get their periods.
Facts.
It's a sweet little stop off point for us.
Look at this. Will you still eat it?
No, you will.
Sure.
Oh
I was like past the 5-second rule, but who cares? 15 seconds, germs. They make me immune.
Jimmy.
Look, Tin Cup mug.
Dalton's headed in for a sticker. Amanda's looking for a magnet. I want nothing.
I feel really tall in this place.
All right, we're headed back to camp. We'll pick you guys up when we get back there. It's gonna be just another ride, just like it was on the way here, on the way back. Bye. We just got back to camp after our dirt bike ride to Tin Cup, and sure enough, somebody new joined us. So this rig belongs to an Instagram friend of mine, now termed real life friend, Sam. He has what's called a Scotty, which is a unique early 90s Class C motorhome, but factory 4-wheel drive, 12 valve in it, beast of a Cummins truck, 2nd gen, 3rd gen, and in the back there we got our 4th gen. So pretty neat. We're just hanging out here. Got people on dirt bikes getting themselves ready to go for their ride. Got another crew of truck campers over there. There's 3 truck campers, side-by-sides, dirt bikes going. This place is the absolute mecca of outdoor recreation if you're trying to get out and have cool temperatures, dry environment, and endless trail opportunities.
They served it when we were there. It was a mezcal flight, and you got like some oranges that you sucked down with crickets. And I told him, and if
They just opened. I bet you he's gonna take that.
Yeah, I
bike.
loved it.
He'll-
No space issues. Amazing spaces.
Good morning. Last night, after making that delicious meal on Dalton's solo stove, we all just kind of hung out by the fire, stayed up till about midnight talking and all getting to know each other, and had a great night's sleep. Dalton had a little issue with his diesel heater where it decided to not work for him. Thankfully, they've got 2 sources of heat, which is a smart and responsible thing to do if you're going to be out boondocking like we all do, because they would have had a cold night if they didn't have their backup propane furnace in their 4-wheel camper. This morning, we're all just having a slow start, and I would imagine we're going to be doing some more dirt biking, and we're going to do that rig tour of that 4-wheel camper behind us. All right, so it's rig tour time. Dalton's going to show us all around his dope truck, his huge build here. What do we got, buddy?
So this truck started off as a completely OEM 2004 automatic 5.9 Cummins 8-foot bed, 3500 single wheel. So the first thing that we started off with was a G56 swap, and took it down to Texas to a place called Super Sticks Transmissions. They did a G56 swap, and at the time the truck still had an electronic transfer case. I now have decided to change that up. It still actually has the electronic transfer case, but I manually converted that. So now it's manual transfer case, even though OEM, it was electronic. You can see here the Carly lift 2.0 edition backcountry lift. Up front we have free spin locking hubs. This is like an absolute add-on addition, modification, whatever, upgrade to an 04 or any four-wheel drive vehicle. Moving forward, we have a little inside shot here. We got our gang switches, DC charger, all of our lights, rock lights, LED forward-facing lights. As you can see, the truck is a 6-speed manual with a manual transfer case now installed, all OEM, reflashed. The truck has no idea that it came to this world as a manual, as an automatic. Truck still has rear seats for the dogs, the 2 dogs. It used to, when we were full-time traveling, this was a big bench. The dog's platform was yay high. Moving forward, this camper is built for a Tacoma-sized truck, 6-foot bed. This Dodge is an 8-foot bed, has a flatbed on it, and we decided that, I came up with this idea about a year and a half ago, that I wanted an outdoor garage or space to store stuff. So I worked with 80/20 extrusion, and their engineers gave them all my measurements, and they sent you this on a pallet and you have to assemble it. And this is what it looks like. I fit dirt bike gear, paddleboard, blow-up kayak, solo stove, gas tank for dirt bike, firewood, basically everything I want to take with us. We also worked with Slide Masters, and they built us a custom slide for this application. 100% duty stroke, and it's good for 1,000 pounds. That's fully open, fully accessible. I originally built it to actually store mountain bikes in so that they couldn't be stolen, they're out of the weather. And I totally have not put one mountain bike in here and use it for everything but that. The other option I had, I wanted some sort of light in here, so I used a Walmart special LED motion light. It's rechargeable. I take it down when we're driving, but super nice in the, you know, in the dark, that when you do open this, it turns on automatically, lights us all up. My good friend that's filming, when he got Starlink, had WeBoost that was kicking around, and he was like, Dalton, you want this thing? I'll ship it to you. And so this is where I have installed it. These are buyer's boxes. All my oils are up here. Chainsaw, spray paints, whatever. Pretty much anything that is in a can is here. Spare dirt bike filters, miscellaneous parts in here. Moving forward, or moving towards the back, I built, rather than buying, a 4-way tire fill-up kit. They're like $200-300 bucks. You buy a couple fittings and 50 feet of line. You can actually make your own for like under 55 bucks probably. Bunch of spare parts that, if anybody that's had an RV would know, they need parts all the time. There's always something breaking. It's like having a boat. This is a twin screw 100 duty cycle ARB compressor with a 1-gallon tank. Rather than having it installed in a box or under or in the cab or engine bay, they just don't seem to have the longevity. So keeping it out of the weather, taking it out, being able to hook it to the vehicle's batteries, airing up. I can plug this 4-way hose unit, and I can air up all 4 tires at the same time. Takes about 10 minutes, 15 minutes, and it is the balls. It's expensive, it's worth every penny. I won't ever have a truck without this setup. And what's really nice is, if you had another vehicle, like we have a Jeep, if we want to go off-roading with that, we can take this, put it in the Jeep, and it's not hardwired into this truck. It's used for multiple applications at this point, which is awesome. On hammock, Max Tracks. People talk a ton of shit about overlanders and their Max Tracks. Honestly, when you actually use them for the first time, and someone just walks out of the snow or out of the mud or out of the sand, and you're like, whoa, those things are worth every single penny. I don't care if they're 500 bucks. It's cheaper than a tow, or trying to find someone, if you have no service, out in the boonies to get you out. They've helped more people out than it's helped me, so that works out pretty cool. And moving towards the back, we have shovel and axe off the back. You ever use those things? Yes, we use them all the time. We have two 10-pound propane tanks. One I have hardwired in, piped in all the time, and the other one I use as kind of a pull out for our grill rather than running our grill on 1-pound tanks. As you know, it just takes up more room and there's no reason to have them. We have torque lift glow steps. Thank you, torque lift. These things are the balls. This is a Wilco off-road tire carrier. It has a hijack lift as well as rotopacks for spare fuel for the truck and or our diesel heater. This camper is a shell model. It does not have onboard water. So one thing we do a ton is we winter camp, and doing that I want water, but I don't want to have to winterize it. So I had purchased a rinse kit. Rack is what they call this model here, and this rinse kit rack, what a catch.
Good hands.
Five gallons of water up until this line. From this line up is all your electronics. You have your water pump and your battery. Claim to fame on this is 4 months of everyday average use, like cleaning your surfboard, washing down when you get back from dirt biking or mountain biking. I've had this thing mounted on the truck for 3 months now. We did a full month in Baja, weekend trips, pretty much every weekend that we can get out, and the battery's still at over 90%. It's pretty awesome. And it's pretty nice to have water pressure at camp like this. So thank you, rinse kit. We have, I installed a LED strip on here. It's super nice. We kind of cook on this side and generally gravitate to the passenger side when we're camping. And so having that LED light kind of lights up the whole camp. So that's pretty cool. Grill setup. Here's the other 10-pounder that I was talking about instead of running 1-pounders. Miscellaneous things, water jugs, fly fishing rod. Got to have a BB gun at camp to shoot beer cans because it's always a fun competition. We do carry 5 gallons of water and then 12 gallons in containers. We're good cleaning dishes, cleaning ourselves, cleaning the dogs. We can be good for, truthfully, 2.5 to 3 weeks of camping if you're really rationing the water. Solo stove that we got here, always bring with us camping. Super efficient, smokeless. Came across this guy, Keegan Builds, on Instagram, and he is a wizard with the computer, 3D printing. This is his baby. This is a 2kW Chinese diesel heater in a Pelican case from Harbor Freight. You can do genuine Pelican case, but there's no real need. It's powered off of the camper's house battery. Got a gallon of diesel fuel. Keegan Builds 3D printed parts to have power coming in, ventilation. There's a computer fan that brings in fresh air to cool the internals of it. We have camped in like -15-degree weather with our factory thermal liner from 4-wheel camper, and whatever temperature you want the camper to be, it's gonna be. Even though it's, you know, pop top canvas, semi-drafty, the girl and the dogs and I have never had a night where it's like, okay, we gotta move. We gotta get back in the truck or something because it's too cold. I wanted to install it outside because I had this void here of empty space, and as you can see, it is a smaller camper, so a diesel heater would take up quite a bit of room. So I didn't want to lose storage space inside the camper, so we decided to opt to putting it outside. And the way that I have it plumbed in is regular tubing that you get from your Chinese kit off of Amazon. And I like to describe this as a boat hatch. For most boats have bigger ones, they're 6 or 8 inch, and it's a way to access your bilge pump or the under sections of like the floor that you'd walk on your boat. And so I actually reached out to 4-wheel campers to have them send me their structure so that I would know if I was drilling into aluminum square tubing or if there was a void here, and they denied me that because they didn't want me to have the plans, and I honestly don't disagree with them. I literally went like this and I knocked around and like, oh, there's a stud, there's not a stud, and I just went for it, drilled a 4 3/8 hole into the side of my camper, and I won on that one, so that was good. And Eric camped with us a few months back, and I had just a straight pipe out of this, and he had a rough night sleeping. I think that night it was, you know, that normal diesel noise of, and so he was at the house for a few days after that night of camping, and this muffler showed up on my front deck, and he was like, here you go, buddy. I can't let you live life like this anymore. So thank you, Eric, for getting this for us. I have some storage under here. Tools, jacks, tow straps, snatch blocks, extra like coolant bottles, things like that for engine oil if someone or me need it. And yeah, it's pretty much a wrap on the outside, I think.
Let's go check out the inside of this camper.
Inside. Moving inside. So this is the four-wheel camper Raven shell. No sink. This is kind of where the sink would be. I don't know if it's towards the back or what. Dometic 12-volt fridge. They're super efficient. We can fit 7 days worth of food in here and be pretty well stocked up. This strange void here, I was gonna do like custom wooden shelving, you know, cabinets. I decided to go with this, you know, Walmart junk. Fits everything we need as far as like dish work, and the problem is retaining it in position. So I made some straps that I kind of cross hatch over it like so. And this thing, I mean, we've had videos of us like drifting the truck and it stays right in place. It's got a cooktop, flush mount, 2-burner. I can't really lift it up because of all the junk on it, but propane works awesome. We also still have the propane furnace, which as we found out last night, my diesel heater fuel pump stopped working, so we had to use propane last night. It was like 55 degrees out, so it really wasn't cold. The couch is a rollover couch, so quite nice, plenty of room to sit, but it also turns into another bed. I don't know if we're gonna get it. But quite large. And then while we have this down, you can see this is where the diesel heater heat comes in. Underneath the couch is storage, and then I have a Laguna table. Is that how you say it, Laguna? Lagoon table. I just don't bring it with me because we're outside most of the time. I bought these netting, cargo netting spot pieces for shoes, really is what I kind of just throw in there, and like dog toys and whatnot. As the camper sits closed up, this is like a twin size bed, and you would naturally sleep east to west. What I really love about the four-wheel campers is being a pop top small camper, you still can get a king size bed out of it. And what we do is we take the cushions from the couch and you slide this out, and then you take the cushions, you put them up here, and you now have a king size bed in a 6-foot pop top truck camper. And then you can orientate your sleeping north to south rather than east to west. If anybody's slept in a truck camper east to west, they know the pain of getting over someone to go to the bathroom at night. This is how you get to your turnbuckles. Since the turnbuckles are actually on the inside of the bedside rather than the exterior on like a larger hardside camper. So there's 2 ports here, and there's actually 2 underneath the couch. So these 2 cabinets here are kind of designated to electrical power, and this would be like your main electrical system here. There's not a lot of electricity going on in this camper because, to be honest, it's quite bare and less things to break. It's just kind of how I like it. So fuse panel, all your wiring, your solar's coming into here, DC chargers coming in to this back port here. We have an Energy Works 100 amp hour lithium battery. We kind of store all of our other, you know, charging cables and whatnot in there. And then this is where I have the WeBoost mounted with all its antenna and power system. And then I have a 12-volt boot dryer in here that I just hate having wet boots, so that's my jam. It has a max fan, remote controlled. There's an option to get one in the front as well, but it's a small space. In this one, if you have this vent open and you have this exhausting, you get a ton of airflow here. Four-wheel camper windows. I call these isinglass. Yep. I don't know if that's the right term, but this is like what I would call it in the boat world, you know?
That's where I know it from too.
Okay, so you still have screen protection for bugs and whatnot. And what really is cool is you can adjust how much your window is open. You know, so you can set it set it all the way up. You just have the window open. Oh, it's too sunny. I want to do halfway. I want to do full way. Boom, done. And then here is Velcro. This is all factory installed. Velcro all the way around on both sides. And then that thermal liner that I was talking about earlier, you know, Velcros to that and goes all the way around and then gives you another, I don't know what it is, 5 or 7 mil of insulation. And it really does help in the winter, but it also helps in the summer months to keep the heat from coming in through the canvas. When we were in Baja in mid-April to May, we actually brought it with us and we kept the insulation in, and it helped keep the temps in the camper lower than I expected. And then when you fold the camper up, the one thing you got to do is you have to install these bungees. So there's a little D-ring here, another D-ring here, and then what this does in theory is it pulls the canvas inward so that when you drop the top, it doesn't pop out. The canvas doesn't pop out, you know, past the roof line, and then you have to like relift and shim it in. Does a really good job. I think I probably popped this top 75 times since owning this camper, and only one time did it pop out sideways, and it was due to a really strong prevailing wind pushing the tarp out or the canvas out. Overall, you have less in a four-wheel camper, amenity-wise, size-wise, but you're going camping. And our idea of, we're not living full-time out of this rig anymore. It's our adventure rig, it's our camping rig, it's our dirt bike home base, it's our concert, you know, hotel, and it has everything that we need, and we can get to more places with this truck the way it's set up now than we ever could with our hard side camper. And I'm not dogging hard side campers, love them, had one, would have one again. Our lifestyle right now, this just seems to click and check all the boxes.
Yeah, which is super reasonable. You know, people look at our camper and auto assume that it can go anywhere, but realistically speaking, Dalton's camper will go way more places than ours because he comes in at 6,000 pounds less. His center of gravity is a lot lower, and in turn, he can go deeper into the wilderness than we could.
And this camper, spec the way it is 825 pounds, which a lot of people are like, what? It's only a little bit more than a snowmobile. So that's pretty awesome to say, and it's in a 1-ton diesel truck. Eric's seen firsthand, you know, slamming down national forest roads with BLM land, and you can do it 65, 70 miles an hour, relatively safe and comfortable, and just not a lot of other trucks out there doing that. So pretty proud of this overall build and like the version that it is right now, and happy to call it mine, that's for sure.
Thanks for taking us through your whole rig, buddy.
Absolutely.
Appreciate it. Not that often that we get to do a rig tour on this channel, so pretty cool to be able to show you guys something different than what you're used to seeing in our Lance Hardside. And now we're gonna get ready to go do some dirt biking and then leave because the ladies in our lives wanna go do something else besides play in the mountains. So we're back from our dirt bike ride. I didn't bring the camera with me. We did take some pictures along the way. I'll insert them here. Crushed out 34 miles all the way up to Flag Mountain and back, 2-hour timeline. The girls weren't too mad at us about how long we took, but now we're wrapping it up here real fast because it's windy and it's time to go do something different. So Dalton and Amanda are gonna come back to our campground where we work at, or the resort where we work at, and hang out for the rest of the day, but we're gonna let you guys go from here. Big thanks for watching this video. Be sure to turn on notifications, subscribe. See you later, bye.